Hello there. So, today we have a kind of simple video, stream concept thing to look at because I was working on a script for a video this last week. Specifically, it was a script about 86 box here, and I was attempting to work through the entire setup process in the script for setting up the server. And what ended up happening is I had tried to pick the default socket 7 board here, which is the Acer VN35, and turns out there are some bugs with that, and I didn't know about those, and I lost like 3 hours trying to solve this thing. The problem is that you can't boot the machine from the CD drive, and the BIOS kind of acts like it's trying to do stuff, but then just does it. And yeah, that was a can't fix issue that I didn't know about for a while. So yeah, that was a thing. So anyway, what we're gonna do today, we're just gonna go through and do some testing with 86 box, because I would like to figure out what settings would work to accomplish the goals that I have for the video. So yes, that's pretty much all we're doing there. So you have a ThinkPad 365 XD. I have that ThinkPad. It's a very nice one. Awesome. Sub events are not firing. I'm not seeing anything on the back end at all. I think this might actually be a Twitch issue. Wait, why? That's weird. That's... I genuinely don't understand what's going on. Over here, nothing is updating, but over here, stuff is updating. I don't know what's... What? That's weird. I don't know. I can see chat, but I can't see activity feed. Same thing over here on OBS, by the way. That's working. Or not working. It's not updating. Okay. I don't know what to tell you all. Yeah. Did tell the devs. So actually, I've been in communication with devs, not about the video or about this stuff. Oh, make coffee. Yeah, I can see on my laptop now. I do have coffee to make. Well, since apparently this is all not working over here, it will actually make sense for me to read out everything today. So let me catch up here really quick. Vital Kneve, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 21 months there. Very much appreciate that. Wesley, thank you for the Prime sub there and for 25 months. Thank you. Redshift, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 25 months. Robert Yates, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 3 months there. Okay, so, and Felsquall, thank you for the Prime sub and for 5 months there. Okay. Let's see. Last time I tried to use 86box, couldn't get proper performance out of it. I've had pretty good luck with it. I don't know. Let's see. It's needing some cleanup. Battery shot. I should probably pull the battery out of mine. Anyway, let me explain a thing here really quick. Oh yeah, that. I should probably talk about that. That is an NTSC pattern generator. Boop. So there it is doing STMPE, and I can push random buttons to get other patterns out of it. Why? Because if we have enough time, while say Windows 98 is installing or something, I would like to figure out what the deal is with this Extron crosspoint switcher that I bought at Goodwill is, because it's like it's a lot of thing there, but I didn't know when I bought it that it was like half torn apart with like bits all strewn about in there, so I'd kind of like to know why. So I have video capture going for the kind of stuff that this is made for, and we'll see if it can actually switch video or if it'll just like explode if I plug it in. I don't know. So that's a side quest for today, if this all goes well, but that's not the main goal for right now. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know. So you saw that? I bought this in 2021, so it would have to have been quite some time ago. If there was a different one, I would like to know where. Okay. Hold on, looking over here because I gotta keep up on stuff over here. Okay. Let's see. Cue technical difficulties. Yeah, fitting x86 sign back in the day. I'm not sure what you mean. Okay. I think it will explode. Yeah. E-reader stuff kind of backburnered, although I really do need to I have to reply back. Actually, I got an email I need to send. Let me explain one thing about 86box here. So this is a very minor thing, all right, but it was mentioned that someone got in touch with the devs. Well, here's a current build of 86box 4.2. You can also see the motherboard issue that I was talking about here. The system will not boot. It'll just do this forever. Oh, well, okay. Well, apparently. Actually, I'll talk about this more. But anyway, if we get into here and you look at the socket main machine type selection now, you'll see that there are years for all of the different CPUs and socket types in here as a way of trying to denote when the hardware came out. Anyway, I put those in there. So I've now contributed to 86box. It's a very, very small thing. It's nothing really, but I thought that would be noob friendly for trying to get started on hardware without trying to figure out everything. Like the difference between Socket 7 being from 1995, Super Socket 7 being 1998, and other things. So it just kind of, I don't know, it made sense to me. But yeah, so I've now been in contact with the 86box devs. So, all right, we'll actually look at this in a second here. 8086 sign, fitting, yeah, that was a license plate that I ran on my vehicle. So, let's see. Just meant the sign behind you. Yeah, okay, it's an actual license plate, a real Arizona plate that I ran for a while. All right, so let me explain what I'm trying to accomplish here. So one of the reasons that I was going with this motherboard is because when you boot it up, all right, after going through, you go and configure the machine or whatever, you boot it up, this motherboard always does a hard stop on boot when the hardware does not match what the BIOS is configured for. And it's probably counting like floppy drive seek steps or something to do this. And I thought this was a good like entry level board in order to try and see this stuff. Oh, let's see. Is this going to work correctly? Good. The BIOS key is Control Alt Escape. It's the weirdest thing. So, PCEM does run on Linux. Hold on. And 1 second, just, I mean, no such file directory. Hold on. PCEM local. There we go. Here you go. PCEM. Yeah, that runs on Linux just fine. PCEM, I'm not sure what the current development goals are for PCEM. That's what I'm going to leave it at. And currently 86 box seems to be making a lot of progress. So, all right. I'm just trying to keep on track on the laptop and what's going on over here. So, there is active development on PCEM still. I don't know how much, but yeah. Anyway, so if we go into here, the BIOS settings for this Acer motherboard, all right, what it wants us to do, because our floppy drives are configured as blah, 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 floppy to 360K drives, what we need to do is go over and change these to 360K drives. And I kind of liked this BIOS being a little hand-holdy for that, so that you were forced to check that kind of thing. However, I wanted to install Windows 98, and the setting here to be able to boot from a bootable CD-ROM has a problem. So we'll go ahead and save this and then reboot. Hey, Digital Ice Age. Let's see, when you say 86 box, I'll think about first, or box 86 before remembering this is full system emulation. Yes. Yeah, no, this is way, way different, which is why I think it's worth making a video about. Yeah. Anyway, this is all this will do now that just CD booting is enabled. There's just something weird about this motherboard. So what I want to do is I want to try and find a different motherboard config that we can use that will be kind of as handholdy for users. So yeah, that's my goal. So, and yeah, it is kind of a cool motherboard BIOS actually. It's just a little weird. So, is an 86 box focused on 8086 to Pentium era. So, I don't really want to get into all of this too much, because now I've done all the research now, and there's more drama around this stuff than I really care to get into. Oh yeah, coffee. I'll get into the coffee before we start picking other things. Anyway, it's 8086 technically to Pentium 2 is approximately the time span that these emulators cover. And there is a whole thing about trying to add Pentium 3. And I will say, I agree that this software should cut off at Pentium 2. I don't think there is a single reason to add Pentium 3 support to this software. Regardless of performance or whatever, everything Pentium 3 and beyond can be emulated in traditional software ways, I feel. So I don't really think that there is a strong argument for trying to add Pentium 3. That's just personally, that makes sense. Someone was able to fully implement it? I mean, sure, why not? I mean, if you want to and all that stuff, that's fine. I just think that makes a good line to draw. We're like, we'll go this far, and then everything else, run it through Wine on Linux or whatever. So, yeah, that's what I think. So, let's see. Yeah, boy, was there ever drama. Yeah. So, all right. VirtualBox and VMware is good for Pentium 3 and further. Yeah. like there are a couple of unique hardware things that could theoretically be emulated, but I think even they got like software versions. So I'm thinking like EAX sound cards. I think it's possible to run EAX as software, but I'm not 100% sure. That was one of my examples of unique hardware from the Digital Decay of PC games video, but I'm not sure. You may or may not be able to software emulate that. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, that and possibly PhysX are the two things that I could really think of that are locked there. So yeah. See, audio and video glitches since your camera changed. Ah, oh, really? That's so annoying. What is my... Hold on. I might be able to fix it a little bit. Output, recording, keyframe interval. Oh. Okay, we're stopping the stream really quick. I'll be back in a second. Okay. And we're back. Okay, all the problems are solved now. Hey, look, camera, no blur, and camera, no blur. Hey, what do you know? It's all good now. And I've been way overkill on the bit rate. That was 3,000 kilobits per second somehow. Yay. That snuck by. It was also 96 frames per keyframe, iframe, whatever you want to think. So yeah, now I dropped it down to 30. It should be a lot better. Okay. Yep. So, sorry you're late. I had to handle some business. Took too long. Yes, it was definitely not my fault. It's leftover from the Wi-Fi hotspot. Probably. So yeah, what got me is I have streaming and recording bandwidth settings. Technically, as far as OBS is concerned, I'm recording, and I forgot I was changing the streaming bandwidth. That's why nothing changed. So, yeah. Oops. Looked at Twitch AV1 beta. It does not matter. It does not affect me, really. So, all right. Let me go get water, because Majenko redeemed the coffee, and we're going to do that. So, let's see. Check no one lives forever and it's now rated gold on the latest wine. Ooh, nice. Wine it's very good. I'm gonna go get water. I definitely feel wine is one of the best ways you can play games after Pentium 3 era, frankly, yeah. It's a really good line to draw. Alrighty. Okay. So, we are coffeeing. What kind of carafe? No, that's not the carafe. That's just the reservoir. The carafe is on the front right here. For those of you who may not have seen the coffee thing before, long story short, I have this can of coffee I need to get rid of, and I like coffee, so there's now a point reward to make me drink a cup of coffee once per stream. So that is what we were doing. I am now making my cup of coffee for the stream. Alrighty. And for the AV1 stuff, I do a stream relay from the office to the house so that my server can dual stream to two services at once. Cough, cough, not naming names, but there's a red place you can go to. And doing AV1 wouldn't really help all that much because the biggest bottleneck point is from the office to the house. So I would have to do AV1 encoding here and then AV1 decoding there, re-encode it, and then send it out again. So there's no real point in doing it. Clock is close enough. That clock does not count. Yeah. All right. No, so the streaming computer here is a 1080 Ti, if I remember correctly. The server at home now has a 2070, so that's doing good. But those are not AV1 GPUs, so. All right, expect P3 support is we're not working on it. We don't plan, but if someone wants to send PR, we won't reject it. That's kind of what has been said, I think. But I agree with there are more important things to do concept on that. So, all right, we'll just leave it at that. I will say running 86 box and one of my favorite things about 86 box is that it has pretty much every single hardware peripheral that I have in the Tiny Pentium, which we're going to look at that tomorrow, by the way. So I can take a disk image of the Tiny Pentium and then virtualize it through 86 box, and it's nearly perfect. And I was testing chucking the PCI version of the Voodoo 3 in the Tiny Pentium, and if 86 box is right, there are some games that are being held back by the Voodoo 2, and I didn't realize that. I thought it was CPU limited because it's only a Pentium 1 200 megahertz, or is it 233? I don't remember which. But yeah, apparently there are some games that would benefit from a more powerful graphics accelerator, and I didn't realize that. So, be interesting, but those shot up in price more than I realized, and I really like the Voodoo 2 that's in there. It's overall a good match. So, Philip, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 7 months there. Now that I have to look at like chat, I'm getting this way fancier. Yes, Deziak is now the only person other than myself who has seen the Tiny Pentium in person. So they were able to experience just how tiny the Tiny Pentium really is. It's all right. Yeah, so this has just been chugging along here. It does nothing. Matter of fact, if I had sound enabled, which there's a chance I do, I don't know. I'm going to do an annoying thing potentially here. Okay, sounds like that's not beeping. That's for the better. Oh, maybe if I do this. No? I don't know. Anyway, it's possible we have HDMI sound. I don't know. Is it a constant beep? So yeah, what happens is if I try to go into the motherboard BIOS settings, when it's locked up like this, it will just beep constantly. Anyway, let's pick a different motherboard. All right? So we have a lot of options here. And I don't know quite which one I want to go for. I find that this Asus P55T, P whatever nonsense there, that's the one that's the closest to the Tiny Pentium, but that's not my goal for this. So I would just like to find one that's probably a little hand-holdy and see how that goes. So let's say, let's do Packard Bell 680 and see what that's like. All right. Now, if you're not familiar with this process here, what am I running this on? This is the Windows 98 one, I think. Demo. No. Okay, hold on. So what happens is when you pick a new motherboard, it generates an NVR file, which is basically the rewritable portion of the EEPROM for it. And you can use these files, you can save these to save the configuration of the motherboard if you want to change it and swap stuff out like that. So that's what that is. So we're generating a new NVR, and you can see NVRAM there. So this is checksum errored, escape to boot, F1 for setup, F2 for option ROM screen. I've never seen an option ROM screen. And I still haven't. Okay. OS load in progress. Okay. So that did not error with incorrectly. Yeah, it's not flash. Yeah. I want to see if it errors out on any of the floppy drives. That's my goal. Yeah, I do know what option ROMs are. I didn't think there would be any here. Okay, so this one doesn't do what I want. So we're going to change this board out. That one seems like it's too similar. So let's try Gateway Tomahawk. That's I'm going for the big names because I feel like they're more likely to make a user-friendly system. All right, let's see. CMOS settings wrong. Display type wrong. Ooh, see, I'm okay with display type being wrong. Anything that's like every time you restart the computer and the configuration's incorrect. I like that. All right. So, escape to resume? Okay. So video mode, EGA, VGA. Did it just automatically set that? That's weird. Floppy settings. So yeah, this should be the default for most of the Pentium stuff. It's just one 1.44 meg drive, but it could detect the difference between a 40 track and an 80 track drive by just trying to step it. Exit discarding changes. Yes. Okay, what does this do? Yeah. Okay, reboot. What is this? ACPI shutdown. That's the first time I've seen that. Ah, that's hilarious. I have not emulated an ACPI system yet. 86 box is a fork of PC EM that started 9 years ago. It is its own thing in a number of ways. So, CMOS settings wrong, display type wrong. Okay, the CMOS settings might be there. Oh, hello, Battler. Yes, so, yeah, Battler there is the one who did the fork and, yeah, and has been working on this for that period of time. Someone was just asking if this was basically PCM, and it's based on, but then they've gone separate ways. So yeah. Yes, hello. Let me do some stuff here really quick. Actually, I need to go get some water real quick, like. This is the first time to have someone join in the stream. Sorry about that. I have a weird stream point reward thing where I have to make a cup of coffee. So I am fulfilling that. Okay. Let's see. Were Gateway computers made with cow chips? No, they're regular Intel chips. All right. Oh, too much water. I think this cup holds less, and that's part of my problem. All right. So, pro streamer blaming chat. Yes, it was chat. All right. All right. Yeah, I think DOSBox X has maintained features that standard DOSBox does not seem to want, or I'm not sure. The two have been around for so long. I haven't actually looked into DOSBox X, but I think it was the one that had support for VGA and, well, yeah, VGA and MDA at once, for displaying multi-monitor programs. So yeah, being able to go out and do experimental features like that makes a lot of sense. Okay. So yeah, Battler, to bring you up to speed on what we're doing, is I've actually been working on a script for a video about 86 bucks, and I was trying to uh, make the whole thing as user friendly as trying to get started with things. So I was going with the Acer V35N motherboard, and I got to trying to do CD booting of the Windows 98 install, and I ran into this bug myself. So I understand, can't fix it. Yeah, that BIOS is very, very weird. So I understand that. So yeah, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to find a different system that's being emulated, um, that is likely to warn users about settings being wrong, because that was the thing that I kind of liked about the Asus or Acer one there, is because it was notifying the user that the floppy drive settings in the hardware config here did not match the BIOS settings, because that's something that may not seem obvious when you first start out, because if you set it in the hardware, you'd expect the hardware to be like the motherboard to have it taken care of. But yeah, that's why, or what I'm currently doing right now is I'm trying to find another motherboard that mentions it more specifically. So, all right. So this is complaining about two different kinds of CMOS settings here. I'm gonna exit saving changes to see if doing that clears it, because so far it seems like this is working. All right. And nope, it just took it that time. Okay. I'm gonna look for a different one here. All right. So, I feel like the Intel one probably isn't going to do it. The Intel BIOS are very hands off. Let's see here. We'll try the NEC Mate. I actually don't know a lot about this system. I think it's a laptop. No, it can't be. I don't know. Now I want to know what it is. Hold on. Oh, it's fancy. I like it. NEC Mate. Operating system not found. Just straight. Nope. Okay. Um. Oh, they're kind of cool. Although those are Vista era. Well, even the older ones are really cool too. Yeah, those are sweet. All right. Anyway, back on track here. See, when the AMI BIOS is say NVRAM, they mean ESCD and DMI data in the flash. No Sony systems. There is a Sony Vaio PCV, 90 actually. We could just, for giggles, try that here. Where was it? I think it was up higher up. Yep, PCV 90. If I remember correctly, that's the first one. That's the desktop. This might be a good one. I don't know. Their BIOS are kind of over the top. Checksum error, NVRAM cleared, checksum invalid. Okay. That is similar to the Packard Bell. So I suspect this is not going to check for hardware misconfigurations. Yeah, that's whatever the base BIOS is between the Packard Bell and this, they are the same. The DOSBox X page seemed to oversell the ability to run games on XP. XP on DOSBox X. Yeah, it's huh. Yeah, XP is definitely where I personally draw the line to switch over to wine. Um, the Sony Vaio and the PB are both Intel boards with Intel AMI BIOS. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, then we don't even need to bother with that one then. Yeah, the Dell might be. Let's try the Dell. Can't remember if there's only one or not. Let's see. Um, there we go. Dell Hannibal, really? Okay. We can try the Toshibas after Digital Ice Age. I've actually run some Toshiba laptops from this period. They have not done anything. Ooh! Oh, floppy A installed. It didn't check the seek. It just like, yep, there's a floppy drive. We're good. Hmm. Oh yeah, I don't know about. It's going to setup. This is weird looking BIOS. I kind of like it. Escape to exit. Oh, I don't think I saved though. Insert bootable media. Nope. Let's reboot just to check here. Some coffee. The coffee is very hot. Yep, that one's not airing. Man, this stupid Acer is the only one that actually checks. Um, let's see. I really feel like Supermicro would not. I'm gonna guess the FICs are. I can't remember what the BIOS is, but it'll be pretty standard, I suspect. Yeah, the award. Yeah, that's probably not changed that much. Patched with BP. Oh, floppy. Oh, okay. Here we go. Maybe an award BIOS. Oh, that would be easy. Hmm. Well, I'm gonna try this one. The second option. Yeah. I figured the Super Micro would probably just deal with it or just hide the problem. Because the Super Micro board, it's supposed to be high availability. So if there's an issue, you still want it to boot. CMOS error. This one did not work. We'll do F1 to continue. Yeah, that one did not complain about the floppy. Okay, we might have an option here. So the FIC VA502 on the VIA chipset. Okay. Battler, I did see the TC430HX can boot it. TC. Would that be the Toshibas? Oh, there we go. The Intel. Okay. So I'm looking for a combination of CD boot and will complain about the floppies being incorrectly configured. Yeah, that's the same, I guess, AMI BIOS that's not complaining about the floppies being wrong. Okay, we're going to go back to the FIC 502. So far, that looked good. We'll see if that can be configured to boot from a CD. If it can't, that's fine. I'm okay with pushing to do the boot floppy for Windows 98. That's not really a problem. If anything, I think it would be kind of handy to get people familiar instantly with both mounting CDs and floppy images at once. No BIOS will complain about the floppies as there's no way to detect them. So I was actually wondering about this. Are you? I know that. I'm trying to think of how to ask this. You're doing more advanced emulation of the floppy drives, and I'm wondering if that's including head stepping signaling like that, so that it can count the position that it's at. And I have not checked this. Oh, not a new image. Oh, new. That's nice. We'll just make a new image straight into this. I know that some work had been done. Yeah, Flux images. Okay. I was wondering what formats were supported for this. I don't remember what all I have on this system. Maybe not that many. But yeah, I was wondering if maybe these are trying to step to specific points and then it's failing, and that's how it's doing that. Because it would be totally possible when boards do the like floppy head seek, if it doesn't go far enough or something, that it could error out on it. So I'm wondering if that's what that is. But that's good. I like the floppy fail there. So we hit F1 to continue. That's fine. Disk boot failure. Okay, I'm going to Control Alt Delete. And I want to see if it floppy errors here again. I like it. I like that. Okay. So far, this one's looking good. And to the anonymous gifter, thank you. Something which VirtualBox had instead of doing MKFS DOS in the terminal. Yeah. Yeah, it's so bad. I wrote my own KDE things to be able to. This is not showing up well here, I think. I can select a folder and then create a floppy disk image out of it using M tools. What did I just... roms.img, yeah. So I wrote my own tools to do that because it's such a pain in the butt. I do have to say, by the way, Battler, that the ability to mount a folder as an ISO is amazing. I absolutely love that. It's fantastic. Do emulate that. So you get a 360K floppy, but CMOS sync is 1.2. So yep, it will error. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yes, perfect. That's excellent. I'll have to look at the Flux stream files that it supports there later. Try and figure out which ones are good for that. It would be really cool. Actually, I could just ask you. Maybe someone's done that already. Has anyone booted a Flux image of Microsoft Adventure with the copy protection intact yet? That's the kind of thing where I feel like it would be really cool to be able to emulate the full thing like that. I could actually just download my rip of that and try it. Let's see, archive.org. Pretty sure I put it up there. Let's see. Maybe not. Okay, I'll have to grab it from my server then. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if it can do 288. Oh yeah, on how here, Digital Ice Age, you're asking how I was doing that. So this is KDE service menus, but on Linux there is a program group called M Tools, and those allow you to work with floppy images that are FAT12 formatted, just raw file system objects. So using that, you can do some pretty cool stuff. So we can do 2.8 meg, Hellencroft. So yeah. CD-ROM on Windows, we have recently brought back host drive pass-through, but Nix and Mac are yet to come. Okay. That will be nice, for sure. That'll be really cool. I was actually thinking about testing it. I hadn't noticed that it was gone there. I was thinking about testing that with a safe disk DRM game. Microsoft Adventure bought your copy from Microsoft Receptionist. That's amazing. Got the Adventure poster. Oh, that's super duper cool. That's really cool. Let me get my Flux images of that. Let's see. Connect to that. Go to here. I'm just trying to connect to my server so I can grab the files. Okay. Games. DOS. Okay, all of these are full flux. I'm going to go ahead and grab two here. I'm going to grab Coaster and Microsoft Adventure. Copy those. This is demo. I'm going to make a folder disks and pop those in there. Take a little bit to copy. But, okay. So, where we're at with this BIOS, it will error, excuse me, when the floppy drives are incorrect, at least in this way, because it probably defaults to 144, which is an 80-track drive, and we have it by default configured to a 30-track drive. You know what? I'm curious. Quit without saving, yes. If I set drive A to a 144, it will probably just ignore that one. It probably won't check for it. I'm curious. Yeah, did not check for it. Okay, that's fine. Taters Games, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 27. That's that many. 27 months there. Thank you so much. So you make it a lot easier to make floppy images without having to go through the rigmarole current process. Booting DOS CD-ROM, copy the file. Oh, that's a nightmare. Yeah. No, I dedicated like a whole day to just doing a bunch of random stuff. So I can go in to, let's say, this executable file, and I have my own shortcuts for just launching directly with either like system wine installations that are 32-bit or 64-bit, and then local, it'll automatically prefix to the directory where the file is, and then I could do a configure here. So, and then when it launches for the first time, it detects if there is no wine folder there. It'll ask if you want it to be a 32-bit architecture, give you that prefix. If I say yes, it will start to boot the wine CFG stuff here, and I now have a local to that executable wine setup. I bet if I just go through here and we say this is Windows 2.0, this probably won't work because this is a DOS program, but launch local, just for giggles. Oh, it knew to launch it with DOSBox. That's amazing. Okay. Well, there. Yeah, it just worked. Just straight up. Why do you have separate 32-bit and 64-bit wine? Because 32-bit programs do not like 64-bit a lot of the time. And if you can limit them, it works out better. So, Dolphin is copying the Flux images. Yes, they are now done as well. Spooky, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 25 months there. I appreciate that. Let's try mounting the Flux images. Okay, I'm just curious if it existing image Flux. Okay. VM demo disks. All right, coaster. All right, so it looks like or wait, do I have? No, we're gonna go to Microsoft Adventure. Whoops. And okay, so we don't. Oh, that's surface image. Flux. All right. Okay, so I don't think CryoFlux is supported yet. I can't remember if SCP was or not. I can try converting that. Let's see. GW convert MS Adventure track 0.0.raw to test.scp. All right. Oh, you don't yet support Flux dumps. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know how it's on the roadmap or whatnot, but I would recommend the Greaseweasel software as a way of getting reference for how to work with that stuff if you're looking for resources on that. But I also understand a lot of things to do. So, okay. Just out of curiosity, probably precludes the FCP file then as well. Flux. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, you know what? We can do that. If I remember how. What on earth? I don't know what just happened. Uh-oh. I'm refreshing this page. Twitch just popped up like this weird thing I've never seen before with like a slider for choosing a timeout length. I don't even know. I'm just refreshing the page. I don't know what happened. There we go. Okay. He's first person to break the adventure copy protection. That's hilarious. And yeah, 86 box is great. Yes, it's very good. Very good. That's a big point I want to make in the video about it is how good it is. One of the points I'm going to make is that I've been using it behind the scenes for some videos without even telling you guys. And one of the things I'm going to start out with is putting up some videos that did and did not use it and having people guess which ones it might have been. Because it's very good, especially when you can compare it to really high quality VGA capture that I've been doing. All right. So let's test CD booting really quick, actually. So we'll Control-Alt-Delete. I suspect this will work fine. And then this is a sensible BIOS, so it's just the delete key to get into the BIOS. I wouldn't be surprised if it just by default has like CD boot enabled. Let's see. BIOS features, boot, sequence. This is page up, page down, and CD-ROM. Beautiful. Okay. See, probably gold standard PC emulation right now. Yeah, I would say so. Especially when you have that qualification, PC emulation. That is such a level above virtualization. It's not even close. Sorry, PCMCA card for a Sony CD-ROM drive at the second hand for 99 cents. No, but if you find an IBM one, yeah. Let's see, it's 4 a.m. Still doing Camel 2 cracks. Oh gosh, cracks. Let's see. Oh, Wayback Proxy developer also. Oh, well, double hello. I'll spoil one of the videos then. The Web Vengeance video where I showed Wayback Proxy was one of the ones where I exclusively used 86 box emulation. Oh yeah, VIP. I was trying to figure out how to do that. I never remember how. Is it just /VIP? Ah, it is. Okay. And it does not help me out at all. Here. Boom. There we go. And then... now I lost the message. Let's see, there it is. Okay. Come on, let me select text. Beautiful. And done. Okay. Venture uses 6-bit ASCII byte packing to fit all the text. That is impressive. Yeah, I was actually wondering about that at one point. Like, it's a lot of text to have on a single-sided, weird sector-sized disk. Okay. Disable boot up floppy seek? No! I mean, on like a real system, it's great. On this, it, is what is probably catching the floppy misconfiguration. So, all right, we're going to leave CD-ROM booting enabled. All right. I'm not going to change. Oh, actually, I should change the amount of RAM we have. Because 8 megs is not enough. That was not standard. That was BIOS features. We changed that to CD-ROM. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking this motherboard config for defaults. Just coincidentally, this is the same BIOS that the Tiny Pentium uses. Should be a wave of floppy seeking? I guess it would be possible. You could just tie that into stepping. USB disabled. I suspect USB pass-through is a low bar, or not a back burner thing. Yeah. Yes, the Tiny Pentium was made by FIC. The Safari, yeah. I have all the documents for that set aside. We're actually going to look at all that tomorrow. I don't... I'm tempted. We might try to flash the BIOS with a 128 gigabyte version. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure if I'm brave enough to test it. Because it works. And I want to continue using it off of compact flash cards. And I'm not paying for 128 gig compact flash cards. They're way too expensive. ROM and socket swap if so. Yeah. I don't know. So the big problem is that I'm not 100% sure it's the BIOS for that computer. That's the big issue. I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, quit without saving. No. F10, because this is good BIOS, and that's the save and exit command. Okay, so we can set that. I'm going to wait for it to boot or post-ish. Okay, that's good enough. Let's go add more RAM. Just pop that up to 128. Beautiful. All right, we have a CD drive enabled, right? A tappy. Yes. Okay. Boom. Save. Wow. Okay. So now media, CD, image. All right. Where did I put this file? It's probably in here. Media and 98 bootable. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so that works. Boot from CD. Okay, I don't think I have a real hard drive on this machine, but I will. At this point, I want to take a step back. I'm going to configure this how I actually want it. So I'm gonna power this off. Well, that's just hard reset, pause, whatever. Okay, so let's actually configure this for use now. So we're gonna set displays, S3 Trio, good. Input, PS2 mouse, okay, good. Sound, I want to be Sound Blaster 16. We're gonna leave the config standard. Network, we're not adding. Ports, we don't need. Storage, the hard drive, that's not it. This, I think I made a, lame 10 meg hard drive just to get it going there. Sonny, I really have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so we're here, disks. You know what, I'm just gonna make an HDD folder here really quick. Okay. I am going to make this a raw image. I'm gonna make this 10, or it's going to be 10 gigabyte. Demo hdd.img. All right, we don't want that preceding character. And I mistyped there. Okay, save, raw image, size. I'm gonna make this 10 gigs, so 1, 2, 3. And raw image, all that stuff. I think it detected that from the extension. That's good. Oh, it added .img too. Okay, well, oh well. I was trying to think. Would Battler, if you're still here, would raw drive pass-through ever be a feature that would be added? Because it's something I've done. I can't remember if I did it on only PCM or if I've done it on 86 box. But being able to mount an original drive can be handy at times. It's possible by modifying the config file directly to point the raw image at a drive. But yeah, I'm just curious if that would ever be on the table. All right, so hard drive, good. Floppy is good. That is still there, but not configured. We'll leave that as a bonus. Okay, save. So we should now be able to install Windows 98. You know, actually, I have no idea how you would even do that on Windows. Mounting a drive, that might be a nightmare. Yeah, that might just have to be stuck as a Linux feature for those who want to go around it. Hard disk, it may be doable with config modding, just not on Windows. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about Windows support. Yeah, I've definitely done it with config modding. For those who may not be aware, the way that the software works is your virtual machine config is saved in this CFG file. And you can change stuff here outside of the program if you want. So what you would do is you would just change the path of this, and it could just be dev SDA if you really wanted it to. So that's what I've done in the past. Then this is a little wrong, but if you are punching the size of a drive using, let me rephrase this. If you do fdisk L and you get the size of the drive here in bytes, then you can just punch it into the calculator for it, and you can get all that information set in the software and then use the path for the virtual image. Okay. Hopefully that's actually booting in the background there. Up level that by making a nice SCSI target. Oh gosh. VirtualBox also installs much more deep level drivers though to do that kind of stuff, doesn't it, Helen Croft? So everybody loves IDE geometry emulation. Yeah. I am not sure what this is doing. I'm just gonna leave that be for right now. You know what? I'm gonna restart in case it tried to boot from the hard drive. Let's just double check this. All right. Oh, doesn't need drivers mounted disk. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, probably try to boot from hard drive. Okay, boot from CD. Perfect. Windows 98 setup. Okay. I don't know who the 86 box emulator is in chat, but hello. Let's see. Sort of lost. You're running 86 box on a Linux system. Yes, but it's not a Linux only program. It runs on Linux, Mac, and Windows. So yeah, you can run it on anything. So all right, enter, continue, configure hard drive. Yes, enable large disk support. Reboot. Oh, it's DDX. Okay. I get I get a little apprehensive because people like to make joke accounts. So I try not to assume that a name means what it wants to mean. But yes, hi DDX. Press A key to reboot. See, now this is software that gets it. Any key? Which key is that? Press A key. Now we know. Press the A key. Perfectly clear directions. Machenko, thank you for the gifted sub. Had its count for years to preserve the name. Ah, okay. That's a good idea. All right, boot from CD-ROM. I feel like I'm running around in circles here. There we go. All right. This should probably go fast, but while that's going, we're going to do the first part of our bonus project while Windows 98 installs. So, over here, I have a just absolutely model number list. There's like nothing on here for this Extron switcher. It's literally just Extron cross-point switcher. That's all it says. There's no model number or anything. Again, I don't know if this works. I bought it at a thrift store without realizing it was half torn apart. So we're going to attempt powering it and seeing if it can pass through the video that I'm already outputting. I'm pressing enter on Windows 98 and it is doing formatting stuff. But I'm currently outputting NTSC, STMPE. Well, I can't output STMPE somewhere over here. There we go. Over my pattern generator. We're going to try and run that through the Extron to see if it works or not. But I'm going to do that while Windows 98 is doing stuff in the background that we are waiting on. Okay. Continue. Okay. Reporting in for your personal account. All right. Why do you sound like an IRC welcome bot now? It's catching up. Okay. Whoa, Cobb, thank you for the 5 gifted subs there. Sorry that the Deck Talk cannot read all those out. For those of you who may be new, usually there is a actual hardware Deck Talk running on the stream to read out point redemptions and stuff. But for some reason, the stream computer today decided that it wasn't going to update the Twitch information. So that functionality is currently broken. I'll try to solve that for tomorrow. I need one more power cable for the Extron switcher while we're here. Okay. Ah. Okay. Cobb, thank you for the 100 bits. No Deck Talk for your bits, yeah. Uniform of the thrift store still have the magic smoke? I have no idea. Let's find out. Plug. Well, that's kind of on par. These don't really do a whole lot. Well, lights turned on. That's a good sign. I don't smell any smoke being let out. All right, I have this fancy pants BNC cable thing here. Oh, yeah, Windows. Hold on. Let me switch inputs. Okay. Trying to be aware of smells. Well, this goes. Yes, we are picking. No, not cancel. I do not want to cancel. I want to click that directory. Okay. Let's see. Deck Talk running on a laptop in a movie last night. Weird. Okay. You smell smoke. Yeah. Let's see. All right, so hasn't yet exploded. I can see the power supply. All looks good. Okay, so we're gonna do the output from the video here. All right, I'm gonna route this to output 1 on the red channel. This does RGB HV. It's weird, but I'm just gonna run yellow from video here to 1. All right, let's see if this works. If this works, I'm going to be really confused why it was all torn apart. Back to the Windows install. We're going to go ahead and just do typical. That'll be fine. Install the most common components. Okay. You know what? Sure, that's fine. That's good. Start copying files. I thought I asked for the key before it started copying files. Okay, I'm going to switch over to this. Okay, so I'm going to hit 1 and 1. 1, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, it totally works. Why was it torn apart? Weird. Okay, so yeah, the Extron switcher works. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. That's confusing. Now I just have to buy a billion BNC adapters. Maybe one dead channel? Maybe. You know what? That's a good point. Let's run through everything. So let's do, that was R. Here's G. Okay, G works. B. B works. All right. Horizontal sync. Now, the horizontal sync boards are different. There's like 5 layers of boards in here. The horizontal and vertical ones are different. I don't know why. Okay, so horizontal sync board says no thanks. I can live with that. I'm never going to run VGA through this. And vertical sync also says no. Okay, so it might just be that the horizontal and vertical syncs don't want to take the analog stuff. That's fine. It's possible it doesn't switch audio. I don't know. But that seems great. Okay. All right then. Let's do this really quick. Go back to Windows 98 install. Okay. So, yeah, unfortunately, this only has a serial port for remote management. It does not have network. What I've been doing over here to switch between the different video sources is I'm actually clicking the digital buttons here on a different Extron to switch the inputs for some of the capture. This setup is very weird now, but yeah. Let's see. Hold on, catching up. Windows 98 usually does not ask for the key until after the first boot, I'm guessing. I lost the message. After the first restart. Okay, glad to see it's still the case. Okay. I do have the key there, so. Actually, I'm curious. Would there ever be a potential feature for pasting a string into this for serial keys? What's funny is I actually have the hardware version of this. So this is the key AT. This does PS2 out, but also pass through. So you connect a keyboard to actually type to the computer and it sends it out. But then over serial, you can send it raw data. So you can paste serial data into a physical machine using something like this, which is hilarious. UBK 1995 style, kind of in a way, yeah. If you had a microcontroller hooked up to there that had all your passwords in there and it just spit them out when you pushed a button. No, the key AT didn't drop most of the characters. Make a similar device, ARPI Pico? Yeah, it would be a little harder for PS2, but it is possible. But you got to do all the syncing and stuff. Well, I'm excited the Extron works, so now it can go home. Because I've determined that I just don't do that much composite video stuff here. What I do here, I could easily do with the, 2 channels I have on the Extron. So, not necessary. All right, I'll reassemble this. I am wondering, maybe someone bought this thing thinking they could scrap it for copper or something, and then they opened it and realized it was just all aluminum and PCBs, and maybe not. I don't know. Or there are some random. Oh, this board is loose. The horizontal board is loose. There's only 3 nuts holding it on. Oh, that's weird. Hold on here. What do we got going on with that? Did you try all the inputs on the color channels? So the way that this thing works, this is what I was testing. There is an array of boards going up, and then there's this daisy chain cable for controlling them, and probably signal interconnects. So the top 3 are the same kind of board, and the bottom 2 are a different kind of board. So you can see this chip is missing, and this is the difference between the red, green, and blue channels, and then the horizontal and vertical sync on the bottom. The horizontal sync board appears to be loose for some reason, and there's just a handful of the BNC nuts holding it on. I don't know if that means that that board is bad or not. If it is, it doesn't really impact me, but I'm curious to take it out now that I know it's only 3 nuts that are partially on away. And Windows 98 is still installing, so we might as well kill some time here. That doesn't fit. And I think they cross-threaded that one. Okay. Do I have any sockets big enough for that? Oh, you know what? I probably do, because I still have my whole car tool set in here. Okay. What size is a BNC jack? Yeah. Oh, no, they got to be deep set too? I'm in trouble. 7/16. No. Is it going to be metric or imperial? Let's try 9/16. Oh, that's totally it. Ha! Being a car guy helps when you're a computer guy. Whole car tool set, does that include a jack? You know what's funny? I used to keep an actual pump jack in my car because that was the wrong one. Because on the Panther platform cars, they used a bumper jack, and I thought that was terrifying, so I kept an actual jack in the town car because I did not want to use a bumper jack. Okay, can you please... Can't cheer. Windows 98 is at 40% install. There we go. Keep an actual jack in the car that's being prepared. The town car made it really easy because inside the trunk there is a shelf for the stupidest way of holding a spare tire you've ever seen. Okay, maybe that's not true. I think the Yugo has it in the engine bay. That's definitely dumber. But the town car holds it on like a shelf in the trunk, and it sticks out over the open trunk area. So I did a different spare solution, and then I mounted an actual toolbox and put a jack in there, along with a big subwoofer. Okay, so that's the horizontal board. I think I can release that. Yes. Okay, I'm going to undo the RGB boards because the cable's in the way. And there is the horizontal board. Okay, so why? Why was it loose? I don't know. It looks fine. Not sure if I'd... let's see. The coffee is very hot. Yeah, I have no idea. Oh, well, that could explain why it didn't work. This dip switch cluster is something to do with 75 ohm input. So if that was set wrong, that might have been why it wasn't passing through video. It's from 2003. There's a sticker on it. Interesting. 2003. Well, I guess that makes sense still for this kind of hardware. It would still be in use, VGA. All right. Well, I don't see any reason to suspect this is bad, so I'm just going to put it back. Weird. And I guess I'll put all the fasteners back on the PNCs. Oh, man. That's going to suck. Why did they do this? There must be one that's bad or something. I don't know, but hopefully it just doesn't matter to me. What is the box of BNC? It is called a cross-point video switch. So if you're not familiar with a cross-point video switch is, it's a little different than just like, you know, you have a box with push buttons on the back and you can choose which input you're using. So you have 12 inputs here and then 8 outputs here, and you can route any input to any output. So you could have output or input 3 go to output 1, and then input 7 go to output 7, or whatever. You can have multiple inputs and multiple outputs all at the same time. So that's what a cross-point switch is. The other there's some other benefits to this being powered. It can detect when a new input is activated, and then it can switch to that one. You can also multiplex outputs. So if you have one input here and you want to send it to multiple monitors, you could have this one input go to all of the outputs if you really wanted to. So there's a lot of reasons to use something like this. My use case is it's big and weird and cool, and I'm just going to run composite video through it to switch, like, I don't know, a random game console hooked up to a TV or something. Also down here are a bunch of Phoenix terminals for videos or audio switching, which sucks because you got to make your own cables. So it's not all great. Basically, bare bones video router. Yeah, it is a video router. Yes, that's how I treat it. So I have one of these for VGA, which is how I do VGA capture. And I also now have one for HDMI, which is how I'm capturing the laptop, which is currently at 73% for Windows 98's install. Why are we talking about hearing the word multiplex give you logic design class flashbacks? Yeah, I genuinely have no idea how this thing handles all of this. Like, here, let me show you the RGB board here. It's hilarious how little work Extron is doing. This is probably the datasheet application of this analog devices chip. That's all it is. One analog devices chip, 2 power decoupling caps, and boom, that's it, done. It just goes straight off to all the BNC jacks. There is nothing on that board. So, yeah, there is some massive electronics stuff going on in here, but yeah, not a whole lot of complexity. While I'm thinking about it, let me reconnect all these ribbon cables. Now, not all of them will be as simple as that, I presume. But yeah, this one is. Oh yeah, by sheer dumb luck today, I also found the IP address for the VGA crosspoint switch over there. And, oh yeah, let me show you this actually. So if you remember a while ago, I was trying to do analog audio through it. Here is the settings page for the VGA switcher. The audio was set to half volume on the output. So yeah, it was reducing the volume. So now I can fix that now that I found the IP for it on the system. It just took stupid trial and error. Let's see, reader ACE viability. Emulation update. Appreciate what you do. Well, thank you. I do a lot of weird stuff, Aiden, that is for sure. Speaking of VGA capture, conclusion video when? It's closer now than it was before, because I think I've just decided the Extron hardware is the way to go. I have been constantly putting it off for different reasons, like RetroTink 4K. That's like an option that I would realistically like to test. Now the open source Scan Converter Pro is on the horizon, so like that would make sense to test, but you know what? I just set up a second VGA capture system at home for the Tiny Pentium using Extron hardware for less than any other solution out there, and it's perfect. So you know what? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and say Extron. Maybe any high-end production video equipment scaler, but just, yeah, that's gonna be kind of it, so. But yeah, I just need to like actually make the video. Because I think I've gotten enough experience with it now to know that it can do pretty much everything. Because at first it seemed like there's no way the Extron is going to be like the best option when it comes to that stuff. Because it's, you know, it's a box and then a web page. How is it going to give me all the flexibility I need? Well, it turns out it does. So, yeah. Oh no, the price. I bought a second of the VGA scaler that I use here at the office for $35 last month. Well, no, this month. They're nothing. There's so many of them out there. And there's a bunch of different hardware that does the same thing. You don't even have to get the exact one I have. Matter of fact, you might be better off getting a newer one because then it can output as HDMI. That's the other thing. You have to have HDMI capture to do the scalers. So, yeah. That output 240p? I don't know. Only in the US? I mean, how much of the hardware is that going to be true for? Just as a counterpoint, the RetroTink 4K only exists in theory because you can't buy one at will. Dude, these suck to put the retention nuts on. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, Tater's Games, there's a very garbage solution for that. Just go on Amazon right now and search VGA to composite adapter. The ones that look like a little toy car with the like round ridge on them. There you go. Face down, drop nuts. Maybe. Windows 98 is restarting, by the way. The other problem is that they're getting cross-threaded constantly because the nuts are very thin. So what I'm looking for here, like why am I testing this? I'm looking to get audio working on first boot because I use the Sound Blaster 16 plain. So that's one of the things that I want to verify is that that will work exactly the way I think it will. Yes, boot the hard disk. Loctite. For 86 bucks, can we use the same BIOS files for PCM? I don't know. There's a different BIOS set that you can just go get. It's probably derivative of PCM. But 86 bucks supports more / different platforms. So you're going to need the BIOS for those. Oh my gosh, this is brutal. This is so awful. All right, let's set this up. My fingers are all greasy now because these are car tools. Okay. It's only one socket. How is this so bad? Issues with sound on 86 box? How? Because you're also dealing with a vintage computer. So if it's on your host side, that's 86 box's problem. But if it's on the vintage computer side, it's not. And that's one of the points I'm trying to make in the video is that you can't just expect 86 box to fix everything because you're just emulating hardware. You're going to go need drivers and stuff now. Yeah, 86 box is what you're looking for, Scope Pixels. That's one of the reasons why I want to kind of talk about it. User information, me, company, no. Okay. License agreement, I accept, definitely, for sure. Oh, look, product key time. Okay. So, at this point, I'm going to mention a fun fact. Microsoft gave a DMCA takedown request to WinWorld. Thanks, Kate. Not that it matters. They gave a DMCA takedown request to WinWorld over hosting Windows XP. So, Microsoft knows WinWorld hosts different Windows things, and they requested them to remove XP. And that's it. So you can think of WinWorld as being not unauthorized. But still, I'm not going to be the one to, I'm going to attempt to not distribute this stuff myself here. And I may have typed it incorrectly. Let's see. There we go. It's not like I couldn't just walk over to the shelf and go get an actual copy of this, but you know, it's easier to just download it. Especially get the bootable one. Just note, Troco appears there. That's also you on your older Twitch account? Okay. Let's see. We'll have the ROMs available on GitHub? Yes. Yeah, it was a few years back. It was, I think it was after Windows XP was no longer supported, but it was definitely during the time when people would have been still clinging on to it. And I think it was a way that Microsoft was trying to force people onto newer stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure 10 was the contemporary Windows at that time. So, uploaded Dutch ME to WinWorld because they didn't have it. Oh, that's cool. Not taking other South or de facto greeting. Yes. See, that's kind of the thing. I'm not going to say Microsoft is, you know, promoting it, but again, I'm going with not unauthorized. All right. Oh, man, this sucks. And then there's a million screws over here that I'm not the one who took out, so I don't really know where they go. So that's cool, too. Are they even... I don't even think there's enough of these here for all the inputs. Wait a minute. Are there? One, two, get back here. I need 4 more. I have 3. So I'm missing 1. Cool. That's fine. Whatever. Oh, no, I have exactly enough. I apparently put 2 on. Okay. I'm going to be able to fully reassemble this. Okay. Original DOS 622 for Microsoft directly with official license to me. That's awesome. I do not have anything like that. I mean, I have retail copies. That's it. Oh my gosh, cross-threading. Alright, Windows detecting plug and play. It might detect non-plug and play stuff too. I think this is where it'll pick up the Sound Blaster 16. Okay, I give up on this cross-threading nonsense. I'm gonna have to just do this one manually. Oh my gosh. Stub capacitor plug emulation enabled? Oh my gosh. It's just randomly fails on things at different times. That would be what that is. Go to turn on your virtual computer and it just is black. No computer for you today. She's 3 Ooga Doogas. I'm not gonna Ooga Dooga my way through cross-threading. I'm not busting out the torque wrench for these, though. Tilt emulation sanity or madness for the computer. I didn't pay attention if it asked to boot from the CD. I wonder if it did an eject. I don't remember if it does or not. We'll find out tomorrow. It also produced a whining sound. Oh, gosh. It timed out? Okay, I just didn't catch if it did that or not. You know, I don't need to put all these back on, and if that board is bad, then I will regret having done this one day. But I really don't want to have more random parts rattling around. I don't want to have to manage custody of these things, so... Here we are. Plus, you know, it gave me something to do while Windows 98 installed. That was what I was hoping for. It's stuck. Loading bars moving at the bottom. We'll give it a little bit. Sometimes it does that. But yeah, this does seem a little longer. That's weird. Why would it fail on that? This is one of the install reboots still. We haven't set like a time zone yet. I don't think I've ever had it fail on that point. That's weird. Oh my gosh, all the BNC jacks are in. Ugh. Okay. Now to find out where all these billion screws go. I only see where 3 of them could go, so I'm not really sure what the deal is here. I wonder if whoever monkeyed with this thing just like accidentally threw in some random screws from other stuff. Seriously, I have no clue. Yeah, there's 6 black screws? No. There's 2 there. 8? Or, yeah, there's 8 screws that I think are actually the ones that go to this, and then a whole bunch that don't. Alright, Windows. We're going to hit the Control-Delete button, I guess. No? Reset. We'll just see what happens. Alright. Yeah. Well, so the loading bar palette cycling does pause from time to time during boot. That is a thing. But that one was too long. Alright. Should boot from hard disk? Yes. Okay. Alright, let's safe boot on our first normal boot. No, we're going to try normal again. After that, we'll try the approve every driver option. Okay. Alright, now we put the case back on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Exactly the same offset, not moving it. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, well, let's walk through the crashing drivers then. That's strange. I'm trying to mouse over the Windows 98 window on the stream computer. Okay, yeah, we'll try this. Reset. Okay. Let's step through the drivers. I have never had to do this on an initial boot. Actually, you know what? Let's still not do that. Let's do safe mode. I want to see if safe mode can sort it out. Boot from hard disk. Safe mode. After that, we'll step through. Because I bet I'm going to guess safe mode fixes it. Is there a drive use indicator? Yeah, lower left would be. Did it? Okay, did not fail on safe mode. Okay, I was going to say, no way. There we are. Windows cannot detect and install your devices while it is running in safe mode. Detect and install your devices, restart Windows, and don't choose safe mode. I have never seen that dialogue before. That is very clumsily written. Huh. That's not the best. But all right. Okay. And maybe it won't work on a first boot with safe mode. This is a weird problem. I've never experienced this. Okay. Mouse works. I mean, maybe it's not booting because there's nothing there. Okay, I guess we're going to do one by one drivers. Weird. Well, I think what it wanted to do, Helencroft, was still the initial, like, find all your hardware and set it up thing. Not boot log, because then we have to boot, like, DOS or something to get into it. Oh, because safe mode worked, it's gonna... is it F8 shows stuff? I don't think so. Yeah, it's gonna fail one more time. We'll have to do the thing. So, instead of boot log, there's an option that lets you go through all of the drivers one by one, and you'll be able to say yes or no to loading them. So we'll be able to see which driver it hangs on, or the other thing that happens is we'll tell it, yes, we can load all the drivers, and then it will just hang after we tell it to load all the drivers. We'll learn more about this tomorrow. There's a reason that I need to work on the Tiny Pentium PC. And yeah, it hung again. Reset. Yes, reset. Managed to break 86 box in interesting ways. I don't think this is 86 box's problem. There might be a hardware configuration thing that's going on. Like, it says it's a 90 megahertz Pentium, but we have it set to a... Oh, it is 90. Oh, that's weird. I thought it was set to 75. One of the motherboards I changed to may have bumped that up. I don't know. All right, so we're going to do step-by-step confirmation. Create desktop startup log thing. Sure, why not? Okay. Do I want to boot setver? Sure. HiMem? Sure. Bluff. Yeah, it can lie to me. Ifs help. I don't know. I think I know how ifs work, but we'll let it go. Load the graphical user interface. Yes. All right. We don't need scan disk. Load all Windows drivers. Yes. It will still ask. Don't worry. Okay. Java sup. That's what Java says when it's starting, when it wants to be really cool. Sup. All right. Vert WD 386 is fine. Via FIXD is fine. MS Mouse is fine. And because we don't have networking, I suspect that's going to be all it asks us about. So, 98 Lite. No, I have not. We don't need high memory. Huh. So the cursor is going to stay blinking because that's handled by the character CRTC chip, which a graphics card like the Trio 64 here would just emulate. But that's going to stay blinking no matter what it's doing. Do you set up the virtual mouse? Yes, there is a PS2 mouse. Huh. Well... I gotta say, I was not expecting this. I didn't really happen to find another incompatible config, did I? I swear, this has worked so much better. I found the culprit quite quickly. Do you think it's the mouse? I don't know that it's the mouse. So, as an example, the Tiny Pentium computer we're going to work on tomorrow, go to the Discord server and upload the VM so you can log. All right, the config file, or do you want the hard drive too? Because unfortunately I made it a 10 gig IMG. I can just, you know what, it might compress well. Hold on. Because there is no data. Okay, if I grab this, and, well, that. Let's just go with that. And the NVR. And do you need ROMs? I guess not, but config NVR folder hard disk image. Okay, we can do that. NVR hard disk config. Okay. Let me try and compress that. See how big that is. The 10 gig hard drive should be all zeros, so I think it'll compress well, but we'll see. Laptop is not connected to the Wi-Fi hotspot, but this should compress very well. So I'm not ready to blame the mouse. Let me finish explaining the Windows 98 Tiny Pentium. It gets through and it asks about a whole bunch of networking stuff. I can say yes to every single networking VXD file. It'll go through them all. It'll get to the end, which is MS Mouse, and then it will hang on the real hardware I have over there. But if I say no to all of the network stuff, it'll get past the mouse and then it will continue. So all that happened is we told it yes to everything and then it tried to load them all. So we would need to go through and figure out what caused it to hang, but I'm not sure. Did it just finish? I think it may have finished. 97 megs. Okay, so that's a little big for Discord. I can pop that up on a self-hosted thing. Give me one moment, and then I can just link to that. No, I'm saying the networking stuff is what's wrong with the Tiny Pentium. I don't know what's wrong with this. This is strange. We can try disabling the mouse, but I don't know if that's it. Let me get this uploaded and then I can link to it here. New folder, 86 box. All right. All right, this is uploading. It might be one of these, I don't know. Yeah. All right. It's just a little bit of time to finish the upload here. And then we will try disabling the mouse and rebooting. Ooh, my coffee's at that perfect warm but not burning me temperature now. Time for me to ruin it by adding more, which will actually probably cool it down. Unfortunately, I only have like 10 minutes more here for this, and I have a very hard cap on how long I can be here today. So, unless it is the mouse, we're probably not going to get this thing to boot. Okay. One moment. Share. Okay. Oh, I'm just creating a link. Customize. You. Okay, hold on. Just testing that this works. Bingo. Okay. I'm posting that in the 86 box Discord. Do you want that in? I'm going to put it in dev. Crashed Win98 system on first boot. Okay, there you are. And this is running. Oh, this is running. I didn't realize that. I'm running the master branch right now. So that's 4.2. Okay. Just for completeness sake here, let me mark that. Not the latest version. Okay, there we go. And no problem. Okay, let's just for giggles, we'll try disabling the mouse. I doubt it's a mouse, but we'll see. So I'll switch standard input mouse to none, just no mouse. Save, and let's reboot. Okay. See, fix Tiny Penny and boot it in safe mode, disable the network card and device manager so it doesn't load the driver. Yes, I've done that, but my goal is to just fix it. I want it to just work. So what I did is, in order to just boot it, I did the step-by-step confirmation, and then I disabled all the networking stuff, and I was able to boot it and do the things that I wanted to do with it. But I would like it to not need that. I would like networking to function. Oh, here's the other fun thing. Networking and USB are what conflict. That's where it gets really cool. And I think it's my fault because I used, and this is going to sound weird, I used a USB network card on it for the Wayback Machine video. So I think USB and network drivers are now totally messed up. That's my guess. I don't mind wiping it and starting again. I kind of want to. I would like to better manage how I'm doing software on it. So my goal for tomorrow is to basically format the C drive and restart from scratch. New Windows 98 install. Now that I have a better idea of how it's going to be working, because again, we initially had a Sound Blaster Live audio card in there, and now we're swapped over to an Aureal Vortex. I would like to purge Sound Blaster drivers. I would like to just switch to Aureal only, and then the motherboard that was in it initially, by the way, that failed to boot after mouse. The motherboard that was in it initially had broken networking. We swapped motherboards with the black box version. I think that's how we did it. So yeah, it's been through kind of a lot. I think a clean slate's justified. Well, this is weird. Just for giggles, let's try any other motherboard. No, the motherboard swap was not in a YouTube video, it was a stream. I was not confident that was actually going to help, but apparently it did. At least I think we did that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we did. But that's not worth a YouTube video. Yeah, it was. So, Battler, if you're still here, I'll make a note of this. Switching to a different motherboard did solve it. Drat. So I can't. We just invalidated the whole stream. Because I wanted one motherboard to do it all. Oh, all right. So I still got I still have to test, but let me mark this down. Switching to i430 HX Asus P55 T24. It's probably just any other motherboard, but I'll just to be precise. Finish booting. All right, so we're gonna let this go. Place the network chip on the broken Tiny Penny board. It would be doable. That would be doable. I'll leave it at that. It's just an RTL 8029. So actually, the other one was not HX. I think the other one was, yeah, a VIA VPX chipset. So they are different chipsets. I'm going to let it just roll, though, and finish. Use the built-in NE2000 driver. Oh, we'll look tomorrow. We'll solve it tomorrow. Let's just leave it at that. Let's see, more 86 box team people in chat. Oh, you host a build server. Ah, cool. Do real hardware testing for the project. Well, hello. All right, we're just gonna accept whatever time. Why? Oh, yeah, I can't click because I disabled the mouse. Fair enough. Okay. Uh, Windows 98, 86 box internet access. Ooh, nice. You should, I don't know what system you're on, but you can do a virtual network, like, bridged connection kind of thing to just have straight up Ethernet. Okay. Left DST on. I'm just hitting at the buttons. We got 2 minutes. We're not going to be able to finish this. I was just hoping to get to the start menu as soon as possible. While I have some of the, you know what? I'll leave it for later. Um, all right. Wow, this is taking forever. Maybe I shouldn't have picked a 90 megahertz Pentium if I wanted it to be faster. Mm. Took an hour and a half, but coffee down. Okay. T2, P4, reliable board from experience. Yeah, that's the one that is very similar to the Tiny Pentium that I have set up for that. It has worked very well for me. So. All right, good news. The problem is reproduced, so excellent. All right. Let's see. Don't actually know if it's in the nightlies yet. Modem emulation code, mostly on DOSBox code. Oh, interesting. Okay. This isn't a nightly build. This is just one I compiled, but let's see. Serial pass-through, LPT device. It would be serial for that. Oh, I forget that there's all the Disney sound source. Oh, I really need to try that. Literally, I just copied Coaster over here. I mean, that's a Disney Sound Source game. I think. It's a Disney game. It should support Sound Source. Anyway, yeah. We're going to let this finish. Here, restart now. I think this might take us to the start menu finally, and then we're going to end the stream. I think we'll have made it. Barely. But I did not meet my qualifications. So I have to go back to square one now. But hey, at least there was nothing wrong with this. We didn't fix it, but it's not broken. How did that just fall off? Windows do not detect a mouse. No, a mouse is for nerds. How did... I lost one of the B and C nuts, but also they all have one. What? With that Kovac speech thing, that one, I can't remember if it's all homebrew or not. I was mostly interested in the Disney Sound Source because I have one over there, but it's sealed. So, man, this is a very picky install. Oh, okay. It's gonna... It wants to install a bunch of things. D. Win 98. There. Go. You didn't check every input and output of the switcher? No. I checked every board. Which it's gonna have to be close enough. Yeah, this was loose. Cool. Wait, is that another screw spot there? Maybe? I don't know. Hard to tell. I don't know why this thing works and why it was donated half assembled, but anyway, it may be individual BNCs. I could totally see an individual one being roughed up if someone had a cable in there and they ripped on it, but I don't know. Sound Blaster 16. Okay, so that's answered. Yes. Sound Blaster 16 confirmed automatically detected on first boot. Okay. Yeah, the resistor ladder. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's the Kovacs. I think the Disney Sound Source is basically the same thing. It might be different. But yeah, I would like to test it. But it's one of those things where that kind of thing I want to open on camera. So it puts me in this catch-22 where I need to test it so I can know if I can make a video, but it's sealed and I have to film it to be able to open it to make, and then I have to start making the video. So yeah. Yeah, Helen Croft, I've actually been able to do that as well. I don't know why. I have encountered systems that don't have that problem. Matter of fact, I think the new Windows 98 computer might be one of them. It might have 700 megs of RAM in it. See, actually planning on building a Kovacs? Ooh, that would be cool. That's definitely a thing I should add to my project list of someday will actually happen. I don't know. Yeah. That's my alarm. I need to actually end stream here. We are so close. I'm going to let it finish. This is one of the other things. I knew Windows had Trio 64 drivers as well. That would be good enough. So that's why we're using that. I'm trying to recommend a getting started hardware set. Sound Blaster 16, Trio 64 are going to be good. Like Windows 98 just works. And then you can throw on a Voodoo card and then install the standard Voodoo 2 drivers or something, and then it will just work. Data cap issues? No, I have things that I'm doing later today, and I have to be able to leave to do with them. So, but enter Windows password. You don't, I have never, what? I don't remember this dialog box. No password. I don't remember that one. I know I could just hit enter, but I don't remember that. Maybe this is... Oh, you know what? It's probably because this is one of the OEM discs, and I've never used this one. It's probably what it is. And yeah, you could throw in the Voodoo 3. But eh. Yeah, the Microsoft login stuff does that when you have networking. It's very annoying. I might be willing to invest some time into looking into if there's a solution to fix that, because I would really love to not have it. Found a 3DFX hat? That's awesome, Schmide. That's Schmide, sorry. That's super cool. Finally! Windows 98! We win! Woo! Oh my gosh, I can't click. I can't do Shift F10 to bring up the menu. I can't because it's picking up a program. All right, yada yada. Alt F4. No, I don't want to kill 86box. I want to send the command to it. No. Wow, that's a problem. Okay. I can't Alt F4 in there. I didn't know that. Is that one of these? No. Okay. Well, escape. Tab, 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 space. Ah, close. Okay. Shift F10. I thought that worked. Control escape. No. Tab, tab, space. I thought there was a way to open the context menu with shortcut keys. If it is, yeah, okay, I guess Control Escape was right, but Kwin is eating that. So, all right, we're going to stop it there. I was going to check what the color depth is, but it's fine. We'll just go with that. All right, Voodoo Fairy recently got some fixes to a dynamic recompiler. Ooh, nice. That's cool. Here's 8 bits per pixel. So all the icons are, oh, yeah, you're saying that's 8 bits per pixel. I don't know. I'll look into it later, but again, everything's kind of invalidated. So, all right, we're going to call that there. Mixed success, peripherals confirmed, do work the way I thought they did in stock Windows 98. Still on the hunt for a motherboard. I'll try the other FIC board. But being the same via chipset, I don't know. We'll find out. Well, I'll find out. But yeah. So, Diego, we're just doing a software reinstall to clean it up. Yeah, I actually have the YouTube side open here, so I actually remember to do it. For those of you who don't know and you see, the YouTube stream stays live after. I have to use a scheduled stream so that if I stop sending it video during the stream, as in my house internet dies, which, you know, never happens, then the YouTube stream does not go down. But it also means that I have to manually end the stream. There's no timeout. Like, if I could set it to, say, 10 minutes without video, yeah, just give up. I would, but you can't. So, all right. Why? We have 46 people watching on YouTube right now? I did not realize that. Wow. Hi. That's way more than I thought. Well, I'm glad I'm streaming over there. Hello. Okay. We do need to end this now. But yeah, okay. That was way more than I realized. I'm used to it being like 7. Okay. I'm going to run the outro. My phone's really trying to get me to end. So, okay, here we go. Outro. All right. So, oh, did we didn't just get rated, did we? We did. Hello, good day, internet raiders. Yes, so we are ending the stream. Yeah, we have to end. I must go. So, yeah, sorry about that. But thank you all for being here. It was an interesting stream. Thank you to all of the 86box devs who stopped by. It was great to get to chat with you about things with this, and unfortunately to discover a bug on stream live. But overall, seriously, the software is great. I can't overstate that. It works really well when you're not constantly finding edge cases. So it's worth a shot. You should definitely try it. I will be doing a video about it. So anyway, if you all enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But that is it for now. and I'll see you next time.